It was supposed to be just another spring in the quiet Polish town of Mława, a place where families knew each other, neighbors waved good morning, and kids walked to school without a worry. But everything changed in late April 2025. A dark cloud came over Mława when a local 16-year-old girl named Maja suddenly disappeared. One moment she was texting her mom, the next, nothing. In a town where not much happens, the news spread quickly. People whispered in stores, kept a closer eye on their kids, and wondered how something like this could happen here. For days the community searched, prayed, and waited, and with every passing hour the fear grew. What started as worry became real fear. What if something terrible happened? No one could have imagined the horror that was about to happen or how close to home it would be. April 23, 2025. It started like any other day for 16-year-old Maja. She was a good student, liked by everyone, and had plans like most teens: school, music, maybe a walk with friends. That afternoon she texted her mother to say she'd be home soon, but she never made it. At first no one panicked. Maybe her phone died, maybe she was talking to someone. But hours passed, then a whole day. By the next morning her parents called the police. Maja was officially missing. The search started right away. Friends, family, neighbors, and police looked everywhere: neighborhoods, woods, and fields. Flyers with her picture went up all over Mława. People knocked on doors, checked security cameras, and shared her photo online. The last place anyone saw her was near the railroad tracks not far from home, but there were no witnesses, no cameras, no signs of a struggle, just nothing. It was like she disappeared into thin air. Worry spread through the community. Parents held their children tight. Rumors started. Was she kidnapped? Did she run away, or was it something much worse? A terrible thought started to creep into people's minds, but no one wanted to say it out loud. What if Maja wasn't coming back? 8 long days passed. The town of Mława was waiting. Then, on May 1st, 2025, a day that should have brought answers turned into a nightmare. Near the same railroad tracks where Maja was last seen, a railway worker found something terrible. Hidden in the bushes was the body of a young girl. It was hard to tell who it was, but her clothes matched what Maja was wearing the day she disappeared. The police closed off the area. Yellow tape, investigators, news reporters. The peaceful town was now a crime scene. The police didn't say much, but it was clear this wasn't an accident. The body was hidden, left in a spot away from the main path. Someone didn't want her found. The community was heartbroken. Kids cried at school, churches held prayer services. Maja's parents, who had hoped for over a week, were crushed. Everyone was asking, what happened? The police didn't say much. They only said the murder was brutal and personal. The police had a theory. They thought Maja knew her killer. Soon, shocking evidence would prove them right. The small town that once felt safe now felt scary. The question wasn't where Maja was, but who did this to her and why. Just days after Maja's body was found, the police made a shocking announcement. They had a suspect, and he wasn't a stranger. He was a 17-year-old student from Mława, a boy Maja knew. The police didn't say his full name because he was underage, but they did say something that shocked the town. He had already left Poland. When Maja disappeared, he was on a school trip in Thessaloniki, Greece. That's where they arrested him, far from the crime scene. But when asked to come back to Poland, he said no. His lawyer said he was afraid for his safety if he returned to Poland. He said his family was being threatened. It made the case even more mysterious. But the police had more than fear. They had evidence. Police tracked his movements the day Maja disappeared. His story didn't add up. Then came the forensic evidence, blood near the scene, and then something much worse. It was clear now, this wasn't a sudden act of violence, this was planned. News reports said Maja had been stabbed many times. She fought back, but it wasn't enough. The town's fear turned to anger. How could someone so young, someone from their town, do something so terrible? This wasn't just sad anymore. It felt like a betrayal, and the case wasn't over. With the suspect arrested, the focus changed from sadness to justice. But this wasn't going to be an easy trial. The legal system had a tough question. How do you try a minor for a crime this awful? Though only 17, the suspect was accused of extreme violence, something this town had never seen. Polish law says minors can be tried as adults in very bad cases, and this case seemed to fit. But there was another problem. The suspect was in Greece. Getting him back to Poland should have been easy, but because he refused to come back, Polish officials had to ask the Greek courts. This could take months, maybe longer. His lawyers said he was in danger if he went back to Poland. But Poland said they needed him back. They needed answers. Back in Poland, the police kept working on the case. Texts, phone records, and GPS data helped them figure out what happened. It showed the suspect tricked Maja into going to the place where she was found. It wasn't a sudden thing, it was planned. The police wanted to try him as an adult and give him the biggest punishment. But even if they did, would it be enough for a town hurt so badly? Maja's murder didn't just hurt her family, it hurt the whole town of Mława. The town, once peaceful and quiet, was now filled with sadness. Schools held moments of silence. Candles were placed near the tracks where her body was found. Pictures of Maja smiling were taped to lampposts with notes. "We will never forget you." Teenagers cried at school. Teachers didn't know what to say. Parents who used to let their kids play outside now kept them close. Fear was everywhere, but there was also anger. People wanted changes. Better help for students, more people watching over teens, and harsher punishments for young criminals. Some felt the system failed Maja. Social media was full of debates. Was it just one troubled boy? Or was it something more? Even with all the tension, there was also unity. People came together. Vigils turned into fundraisers. Businesses gave money to Maja's family. Strangers hugged in the street, united by their sadness. One thing was sure, Mława would never be the same. The town had lost its innocence, and now it was trying to find peace. Maja's murder left a scar on Mława, a scar that may never go away. Her face is still seen on candles and memorials. Her name is whispered. The trial may continue, and one day there may be a sentence, but none of it will bring her back. For many in Mława, the hardest part is the betrayal, that someone so young from their own town could do something so terrible. It broke the feeling of safety that small towns have. And even now, as the legal process continues, the town is stuck between sadness and anger. Some try to move on, others can't. One thing is clear, Maja's story will not be forgotten. Her death was senseless, brutal, and deeply personal, not just for those who knew her, but for the whole town. Mława may heal one day, but the nightmare is still there.